I'm Dr. Fruithandler. I'd like to tell you about the Asyra and its ability to utilize interfacing resonance analysis to analyze the body's tissues for specific electronic frequencies. When it finds abnormalities within those frequencies, it can then correct it using homotoxicology or homeopathic medicine. Okay, homeopathy is a system of like cures like. It's been around for 200 years. It's primary care medicine throughout Europe and Africa and half the world. In the United States, homeopathy was primary care medicine at the turn of the century before allopathic medicine took over. Today, we're seeing homeopathy come back strong. The reason is very simple. It's extremely safe, extremely inexpensive or cost-effective, and there are absolutely no side effects, and it works. So put it all together, add to it computer technology today to something that's been around for 200 years, the results are incredible. At the same time, the unit also analyzes all of the Chinese meridians or energy channels, and the end result is we can now do digital acupuncture. And what that means is we're taking 5,000 years of research, putting it all into a computer to come up with a remarkable answer without having to use needles. Now, in my practice, I still use needles on many patients. There's a time and a place. I still do chiropractic because mobilizing the spine is still essential. But if we can balance the body's electrical system via homeopathy, utilizing digital resources, the end result is what we have found is asthma disappears, allergy symptoms disappear, food allergies clear, and as allergic sensitivities resolve, we're finding patients with ADD, Asperger's syndrome, and many other diseases are improving dramatically. The most significant improvements that I've seen are with people with hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism, irritable bowel disease, Crohn's disease. We can definitely help. Will it cure it? No. Will it help it? Yes. And the results are outstanding, and the testing is very simple. So what we're going to do today is with Juan Carlo. He's agreed to be a test subject. He knows nothing about this. I just met you about 5 minutes ago. And what I'd like to do is tell you what the unit tells me. Okay. The profiles that I'm going to do today are a comprehensive profile which scans through all systems, giving a general check. It checks for basically everything. Now, I'm also going to zero in on allergies in general, okay, where I could do food allergies, or I could do inhalant allergies, or I could do prescription allergies, but we're going to do a general screen. If we find during the general screen more specifics, then on your next visit we would do more and delve deeper. Okay, I'm also going to do some emotional profiles that help to bring out any inner stresses that are present. And what I want you to do is hold this in this hand, good, and hold this in the other hand. And all I'm going to do is press a little button here, and the unit is going to start the scan. It's initializing, and now it's going to run through 20 different system profiles. It's not diagnosing a specific disease, but it's looking for abnormalities in the electronic blueprint of different tissues. In your case, it's coming up with central nervous system dysfunction and frontal sinuses. Do you tend to get stuffiness in the above the head? Okay, so that correlates there. In the meridians, it's coming up with kidney and liver resonance issues, and pineal gland, skin resonance. Okay, any difficulty with any skin issues?
Not that I know.
No, not that you know of. Okay. The skin issues are the best ones. You know why? Because we can see it.
Exactly.
So when I have people that come in and have like psoriasis or eczema, we can see it, we can take a picture of it, you can look at it before, you can look at it after. Wonderful. One of the first patients that I treated with this had severe laceration. It was about 3 inches long, and the skin was separated by half an inch. It had been there 2 weeks. It was getting worse. I happened to be treating for back pain, so I said, I just got a new laser. Can I try this with you? He said, sure. So I scanned him with the remedy laser, and he comes in a week later. I said, how you doing? He says, fantastic. I said, how's the cut? He says, take a look. And it was totally healed. Well, first of all, the way it was, it shouldn't have been totally healed. So I said, so tell me what happened. He said, it was overnight, it was 80% better. When I woke up in the morning, it felt like the pain was all gone. And within a day and a half, 2 days, it scabbed and the scab fell off. So it just rapidly can help with certain wounds and with burns.
Wow.
But the majority of what we utilize the Asyra for is for allergy sensitivities and treating autism, ADD, and general allergies. The people that really see the difference the most are those that have really acute allergies, like, they're allergic to cats. But everyone has some allergies. So right now, what reads out in yellow on the screen is considered a chronic degenerative condition that's present with you. The areas in red are more of acute inflammatory reactions, and the areas in green are the balancing item. Okay, so for it has digestive maladies as an acute inflammatory reaction, and then the remedy is R5 large intestine, which is an acupuncture form of treatment specifically for that particular area. Some of them will be very specific, meaning it'll say, a food allergy, and then the remedy may be cow's milk. And what that means is that you're sensitive to cow's milk, so what the remedy is, it is the electronic signature of cow's milk. So, how do you get an allergy to start with? Well, let's take milk, for instance. You have a bad glass of milk sometime in your life. We've all had that experience. You spit it out. It's awful. Your brain remembers the milk, but what it remembers is the frequency of milk. Everything in life is a frequency. We hear frequencies, we see frequencies. The Hubble telescope is out there reading frequencies of stars light years away, and yet from those frequencies it can tell you that a star has cobalt in it. A star has carbon. Based upon the frequency, we can't send anybody there. This is reading frequencies, and from those frequencies is telling us what's going on in different areas of the body. Had an abnormal frequency, so he named them these. Somebody else with thyroid problems, he named the thyroid. Over the next 70 years up till now, all body tissues have been isolated, analyzed, and what he found was that when the liver is off, he could then treat that patient using acupuncture and acupuncture points. So they put together an entire meridian balancing system for acupuncture, and it worked very good. It was good for diagnostics for the acupuncturist, which was me, and it was also became very good for treatment. Then they put together the energy of homeopathic remedies, and they found that the homeopathic remedies could balance the abnormalities that were found, and next came what we see today. 1 year ago, the Asyra came out with a comprehensive filtration system combining with the computer so that it can fully analyze the body. Okay, you can put the electrodes back. Okay, so in your particular case, you have 37 different frequencies that are off. And that's basically a very healthy person. Somebody that's unhealthy for the scans that we just did would probably come up with 60. Okay, now I can go through them individually and tell you that this is a phenolic sensitivity, and phenolics in this particular case, pyrrole, is indicated for gastrointestinal distress, gas, bloating, multiple sclerosis, anxiety, depression, car sickness, headaches, insomnia, light sensitivity. So it's covering a lot of areas. I mean, of those, maybe you have a problem with insomnia, difficulty sleeping, maybe it's car sickness, I don't know. But as the patient starts to take a look at each one as you go along, a lot of them say, well, that sounds like me. Is there anything here that seems to be in your realm?
I'd say maybe anxiety, maybe.
Anxiety, okay. Something that we all have. Okay, now I'm going to go over to printing, and in the printing area, this is going to print out a report that gives a little bit more of an explanation of what we were just looking at. Okay, the first three items are going to be the most important ones. And so the first item is the most important, the bottom is the least important. And this is what it comes up with: is sleep disturbances or nervousness, insomnia. And you kind of mentioned anxiety, but do you sleep well through the whole night, or do you?
Yeah, that I do. 'Cause
Okay. And you fall asleep okay?
Yeah, because I work out 2 hours a day, so.
Beautiful. And if you weren't working out, did you?
Yeah, I couldn't. I'd wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so your body type would be to wake up at 2 in the morning, and what you found is by exercising, you're able to reduce that stress.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I would expect from you would be that you're going to get a deeper, better sleep. So the remedy basically is designed for nervousness, stress, mild insomnia. Okay, it also helps in cases of general anxiety or anxiety attacks, which is something that you just mentioned. So we got a couple of the items. A Shavita remedy is a remedy for the autonomic segments. It's connected to the pituitary gland. This is for headaches and sinus pain. Do you tend to get headaches or sinus pain? You mentioned sinus fullness.
No, sinus, no.
No?
You mentioned that. That's what you noticed, but I don't have any.
Okay.
Never had problems with the sinus or the headache.
Okay, good. Phenolics are chemicals that are found in a lot of different foods, and they tend to be the substance or the chemical substance that creates the allergic response. So in other words, you may not be allergic to peanuts, but if you eat a peanut, you get a bad allergic reaction. Well, there's phenolics that surround it, or like a fungus that surrounds the peanut that it grows up with. So wherever the peanuts go are the phenolics, and therefore you can get the reaction to the phenolic. So the third item is a phenolic, which is indicated for arthritis, congestion, sneezing, burning feeling of the skin on the face and chest. It occurs naturally in the following foods: brandy, chili powder, and the list goes on. Okay, mycoplasma signatures, which it tends to be a fungal in nature, and it's recommending a specific supplement based upon the energy panels, which is called liver support, which is this particular item. So when the majority of the treatment is going to be injecting or imprinting electronic signatures into a liquid medium, but then there's also a nutritional aspect to help balance. The Bach flower remedy, a lot of people have heard about Bach flowers. Yours is chicory, and that's for those who are overfull of care for others and need to direct and control those close to them. They are generally possessive, always finding something to correct or put right. I don't know if that sounds like you.
Just like me.
Just like you. Okay. So the emotional components are very interesting, and most people say, "Whoa, that's me." I mean, it's not me in any way, but it's definitely you. So how does emotions have frequencies? Well, if you fell in love with your wife when you met her, there was a frequency of, I'm in love. Okay, now you're with that person for a long time, you're married, you have kids, all of a sudden she's rah, 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 and to the point that you don't even want to go home. So as soon as you hear her voice, you're like this. But yet it's still your wife, it's still the same person.
Right.
So the remedy is puts back in the normal remedy for I'm in love, which calms you down and it allows you to de-stress, so that it allows the in love to come back into the relationship. It's the most difficult thing to comprehend, but when it hits, it really hits. Everything has a frequency. All of our feelings, everything about us, the color of your pants are blue because of the frequency blue. Mine is a different color blue because it's a different frequency. If you change the frequency, it changes the color. Okay? If you change one proton in an atom, it changes the element from carbon to potassium. Okay, so as we look at the list, we have additional phenolics. You have a heavy metal burden of barium. Skin afflictions is something that popped up, and this is for homeostasis from symptoms of burns of all kinds, exposure to environmental radiation, x-rays, fallout radiation in cancer therapy, polyarthralgia or exhaustion, and you were nodding your head to something.
To the x-rays.
To the x-rays, okay.